वैष्णवी कुलकर्णी.
Ma'am, speed have magnitude and velocity. Speed have magnitude and velocity have magnitude as well as direction.
Velocity has magnitude as well as direction. But if suppose I want to say that if I calculate the speed of my bike, whether I can say that I can find out the velocity with the help of a speed itself.
Hello, ma'am. Your voice is not clear.
Suppose I have a velocity, right? If I say the velocity of this bike is this much, suppose 30. Okay. If I say the velocity is 30, can you say that speed is also 30?
Don't
Suppose
know.
velocity is given. Whether that velocity is exactly equal to speed. Velocity and speed दोनों same है का? If I am asking about the magnitude, not about the direction. If I don't consider the direction of velocity, what I will get a speed, no? If I am not going to consider the direction, or if I am not bothering about the direction, obviously the magnitude of velocity will give you the speed. Correct? Now,
Speed.
yes. One example. Suppose if I want to calculate, suppose you are moving from the Solapur University to your village, correct? And if suppose you are not knowing what is the distance from Solapur University to your village, then how you are going to calculate the distance? Suppose you are traveling on a ST bus or you are on your own bike. So suppose we are traveling on your own bike and you can calculate the suppose आपका बाइक का जो सामने का जो हैंडल होता है ना, वहाँ पे एक मीटर होता है, right? Where it is showing some numbers and here it is showing speed and petrol, right? होता है ना? In every bike there is a meter in which it is showing that how much the bike has run. बाइक ने कितना रनिंग किया है वो मीटर में दिखाता है. और यहाँ पे here it shows the petrol, how much petrol your bike has and what is the speed of your bike if it is running. Okay. So if you want to calculate the distance between Solapur University and your house, suppose your house is somewhere in the Pandharpur. Okay. If suppose you are not knowing a distance and someone told you to find out the distance, what you will do? If suppose you are traveling from Solapur University to Pandharpur, somewhere in the village and up to your home, okay, you want to calculate the exact distance. So what you will do? Suppose you are traveling on a bike, so you will measure this distance, right? ये जो भी है number, that means अब तक बाइक में जितना traveling किया है वो number आप measure करोगे. Suppose x, correct? कुछ number होगा, okay? So if it is x, then after reaching to your home, right, this number will not be same, it will be changed to some number y, correct? So if you calculate the distance, if you want to calculate the distance, what is y minus x? What is that y minus x? That will give you the distance, that is, it will give you the distance traveled by the bike from the position of your Solapur University to your home. And suppose this meter is also not with you. What you will do? You will find out the velocity or the speed of bike, right? How to calculate the speed of bike? It is nothing but distance divided by time required, correct? And if suppose you want to calculate the distance, right? If I want to calculate the distance, it will be speed into time dt. What will be time dt? Suppose you may require 2 hours to travel from the Solapur University to your home. Okay, that will be 2 hours. If you want to count in the minute, so it will be 120 minutes into the speed of bike. Speed of bike, you know, because you are traveling your bike, na? You are going on your bike. Suppose you are going with the 40 km per hour, 40 speed. So just multiply this, you will get the distance. Correct. So it is very easy to find out the distance. Now I have already told you that what is our curve alpha. How you define the curve alpha? What is a curve alpha? It is a function from open interval I to T3 space, where open interval I is any subset of real line. Correct? Okay. Now I have told you that if I want to define a curve alpha, what is a curve alpha? I can imagine the curve alpha as a path of a moving point object. Now what is a moving point object? In this case, your bike and you itself are the moving point object. Okay, and what is a path? The path is from Solapur University to your home itself. Okay, so total path that I can name it as, this is alpha of t. At every time t you can have the alpha dash of t. What is alpha dash of t? That will show you the speed of the curve or velocity of the curve. Correct? Magnitude will give you speed and velocity will give you magnitude as well as the direction. Okay, so what we can say, our curve alpha is a path of a moving point object. Suppose I am moving from this point to some another point. Okay, so this I can say alpha of t is a path followed by myself. Okay, so this will be a path followed by a moving point object. Okay, now if you want to calculate the velocity of this curve, how to calculate it? Every time you can find out the velocity. And suppose you are traveling from your university to home. Every time the speed will not be same. Sometimes if road is very clean and neat, so at that time the speed may be up to 80, 70, right? 70. So if suppose the road is not so much good, so the speed may be near about 30 and 40. Correct? So at every time t you can find out the speed. Right? If suppose the road is very straight and clean, just like our Pune highway. So at that time you can have a 70 speed. So at that time you can have a one velocity that you can name as some alpha 1 dash. And some another time, suppose the road is not much good. So at that time you can have some another speed, say alpha 2 dash. Correct? So now we want to discuss how to find out the arc length of the curve. Okay, just now I will give you how to find out the arc length of the curve. Right? So what I have studied, the alpha of t is nothing but alpha 1t, alpha 2t, alpha 3t. Okay. What this is called? This is called a parametric form of our curve. Right? What are alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3? These are nothing but the some functions in t. Just like our curve alpha of t, if suppose it is a cos t, a sin t, and the last one is bt. On the condition b is strictly greater than 0. Right? So this is what an helix. I have shared you the helix in your Google Classroom, the animation of helix, how the helix is created. Okay, or rather you can see the animation of helix or the construction of helix in the book of our recommended book, that is O'Neill B, Elementary Differential Geometry by O'Neill B. What is this? First you will have a circle a cos t, a sin t in xy plane, and as the height increases it will give you the helix. It is just like a cylinder. Okay, you can see the animation. I have shared you that animation in Google Classroom, or even you can search on a Google that helix, or I will tell you one app in which you will able to find out the image of any curve. आपको सब कर्व का इमेज नहीं पता होता है ना. सपोज आई हैव गिवन यू सम से A sin cube t, A cos cube t. Suppose simply I have given you this much in the xy plane. A sin cube t, A cos cube t, this is a curve alpha of t. Right? You don't know what is this curve or how this curve look like in the two-dimensional space. So at that time, there is one app, you must download this Newton Demo. Or another app is Function Plotter. Okay, Newton Demo or Function Plotter. So you can download this app, and in this app just you have to write down what is your curve alpha of t. Give them x coordinate of your curve, y and z, and they will give you directly how the curve look like. Okay, I will share you some images of some screenshot that I have taken from my mobile that I have अब मैंने अपने ही मोबाइल में न्यूटन डेमो डाउनलोड किया था, उसमें कुछ कर्व का इक्वेशन लिखते ही हमको वो इमेज कंस्ट्रक्ट मिलता है. ओके, so I have taken the screenshot of that. I will share you on the Google Classroom. So how it look like in the Newton demo, the app of constructing any curve in function plotter. This is another one. You can take down the name of this Newton demo and function plotter. You should download this and you can have the image of any curve, rather it is in 2D space, 3D space. Simply you have to type that. वहाँ पे आपको ऐसे ये होगा x, y and z. Okay, so instead of x you are so write down a cos t, a sin t, dt. Right? So directly it will give you the image in 3D. Okay. So what we were discussing now, if suppose instead of having any general curve alpha of t with alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3t, this is called a parametric representation of our curve. Okay, so this is what our helix. Now if suppose I want to find out the speed of helix, what is a speed, what is a normal to the speed, normal to our curve alpha, that is normal to our helix. What is a normal? You know that there is an important property of normal and tangent. If t is a tangent, n is a normal, the dot product of this is 0. Why this is 0? Because normal means what? It is perpendicular to each and every tangent vector to your curve. So instead of considering curve, let us consider very easy one. Suppose you have a one plane and many tangent or many lines are there on the plane. So what will be normal to the plane? If I say this n is a normal to the plane, this normal to the plane means what? It is perpendicular to each and every vector or each and every line in the plane. Then only I can say this is normal to the plane. Okay. So what is the meaning of normal? It is perpendicular to each and every line or each and every tangent vector on the plane. So perpendicular in the sense, so if I am taking the dot product, what will be this norm of t, norm of n, cos theta. Theta is nothing but 90, cos 90 is 0. So that is an important property of a normal to the curve, that the dot product of tangent and normal is always 0. Okay, now we'll see what is a velocity. Okay, so if I have found alpha dash of t, just now I have given you an example that if you are traveling on your bike from Solapur University to your village, suppose if you are traveling on this highway, Solapur Pune highway, so this highway is very clean and neat, and the road are also good. So at that time you may have a speed near about 60, 70. Okay. But if suppose if you go to your village somewhere, अगर आपके village में road बराबर नहीं है, so at that time you must go with the speed of 30 or 40. You cannot go beyond that. So at every time t, you can have a different speed, right? That is, if your path is like this, so at every time t, I can have alpha dash of t what is alpha dash of t? It will give you the velocity. Suppose here this will be some another, that is alpha 2 dash. At every time t I can find out the speed. Suppose instead of naming it alpha 2, we'll name here. This is some time t1. This is say time t2. At different time you can have a different speed. Okay. There is no very much interesting part to study the curve which goes in a very constant speed. Okay, so we are discussing only the curve which have the different speed at different time. So initially it may have some speed set alpha dash of t1, some at another time t2 it may have a same, some another speed alpha dash t2. So at every time I can have a different speed. Okay, no need to go anywhere. If you want to find out the velocity of your bike or a velocity of yourself, if suppose you are traveling, suppose आप खुद walking, if you are walking, right, there are many apps. Just like if suppose you are going on a morning walk and if you travel for suppose 3 kilometers every day. So how you count this 3 kilometers? If suppose you don't know a distance whatever you are going, so what you do, you take one app, right? उस app में आपको दिखाएगा ना, that means how much distance you travel, how much steps you have taken. Okay, so at every time t you may not have a same speed. Sometimes suppose you are instead of walking you are running. At that time you may have some different speed, and after some time you may be, instead of running you may simply walk. Okay, so if I want to find out the velocity or speed of a curve, no need to go anywhere, simply find out alpha dash of t, right? What do you know? Suppose s is a distance, so what will be ds by dt? It will give you the velocity of the curve, right? So here also s is nothing but our alpha of t. Now if I want to find out alpha dash of t, it will give you the velocity. Okay, everyone know this formula, I hope. Velocity or the speed of curve is nothing but ds by dt. Okay, displacement or the distance divided by the time interval we take. So what will be alpha dash of t? This will be alpha 1 dash t, alpha 2 dash of t and alpha 3 dash of t. Okay, so if suppose I want to find out the distance with the help of the speed, right? So if I want to find out the distance, what will be distance as, let me write down this one here. What is velocity of the speed of curve? It is ds by dt. So how you found distance as? It will be simply, here it is derivative, so what will be here? Integration from point A to B dt. Correct? If the distance is given, it is easy to find out the velocity. If suppose velocity is given, what you will do? You have to find out the distance. How to find out the distance? Just instead of differentiating this b and this dt will go here. No doubt it will not go here. Actually, instead of finding the derivative, now you can find out the velocity. Now you can find out the distance with the help of a integrating velocity with respect to time t from a point A to point B. That is from initial point to the final point. So this will be the distance traveled. So here also we can find out the speed of the curve, distance of the curve, that is s is equal to integration A to B norm of alpha dash of t dt. Correct? Why I have taken a norm? Because I want to find out the magnitude. Distance travel, that is I want to take a magnitude of this. Okay, that's why we have taken the norm of this. Okay, A and B are nothing but initial and final. Is there any doubt from any one student? If not, we'll go for the examples. It is very easy. Already we have done in the physics how to find out velocity and how to find out the distance. If we have found the velocity, it is ds by dt. And what will be the distance? It will be integration of velocity with respect to time from point A to B. Here also we have done the same thing. What is alpha dash of t? This is nothing but your velocity of the curve. Now if I want to find out the speed, it will give you the magnitude with the help of a norm. If I take the norm, it will give you the magnitude, that is nothing but the speed. Okay. So what will be distance? Let me name this as a distance. S, it will be nothing but integration of this norm of alpha dash of t dt. Okay. Is there any doubt? If not, we'll go for the example. Yes, anyone have a doubt? If not, see, what is the motive of taking the live lecture? That you should feel that you are in the classroom itself. Because physical classroom are not possible at least for 1 year. जब तक आप पास आउट हो जाओगे तब तक तो फिजिकल क्लासरूम नहीं होगे. So don't think that we will go for the physical classroom somewhere if it is permitted and all. So whatever you have to discuss in the live lecture only. Okay, that's why I am concentrating on live lecture. No doubt there are some problem connection. Sometime you will not done. That's why I am recording these lecture. I will put those lecture on the YouTube itself. Okay. I hope you are not having any doubt about the how to find out the distance travel with the help of a alpha of t. अगर आपको कर्व alpha of t पता है तो आप alpha dash of t find out कर सकते हैं. Right? You can find out the derivative with respect to t and then find out the norm of this and then find out the speed. Okay. So let me find the arc length of the curve. That is speed, we call it as arc length of the curve. Find arc length of the curve. What is a curve provided to us? Is alpha of t is equal to, we'll take a one known curve. A cos t, a sin t. In the third coordinate will keep 0. Okay, that means our curve is. Now if you see the curve itself, we can say this is a circle. What is the arc length of the circle? अब तो पता होना चाहिए ना सर्कल का आर्क लेंथ सबको. क्या होता है सर्कल का आर्क लेंथ? Okay, instead of saying an arc length, if I say what is the circumference of the circle, you know already because I have taken an easier example so that you can understand what is an arc length and you can verify whether the arc length whatever we are getting, it is nothing but the circumference of the circle. What is circumference of the circle? Let me find out first alpha dash of t, that is nothing but in derivative of cos it is minus sin t. Here derivative of sin is cos t and the last term is 0. So how to find out norm of alpha dash of t? That will be under root of alpha 1 dash square, that is a square sin square t plus a square cos square t plus 0. Right, so what I get if I take a square and under root, so this will be simply a. What is sin square plus cos square? It is 1. So what I get norm of alpha dash of t is nothing but a. So how to find out the arc length of the curve? It is from a to b. Instead of a to b, what is provided to us? T from time in t is given 0 to 2 pi. Okay. 0 to 2 pi norm of alpha dash of t dt is equal to integration 0 to 2 pi. What is norm we have calculated? The norm of alpha dash of t we have calculated, it is simply constant term a. That constant term I can take outside. Correct? So if I take in outside, what I get? Integration of dt. So simply I get it is 2 pi a. So what is circumference of the circle? 2 pi a. What is a? Radius. And if you know what is the circumference of the circle? 2 pi r, where r is a radius of this. Okay. So this was a known example in which how to find out an arc length, and in this case arc length is nothing but the circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi into radius of that. Now in this case radius we have named it as a. Okay, a is the radius of this circle. So 2 pi r is nothing but the arc length, that is nothing but our circumference of the circle. Okay. Now just now we have discussed that suppose we are going from Solapur University to the village, to your home. At every time you have some different speed, and if suppose instead of suppose आप अकेले नहीं जाना चाहते, suppose your friend is also traveling and it is traveling, suppose he or she goes on a ST, अगर वो ST से travel कर रहा है और आप अपनी बाइक से, so obviously there must be a difference of speed, right? अगर आप 2 घंटे में पहुंच रहे हैं तो obviously the person which is traveling with the help of ST, obviously he or she will reach in near about one and a half hour, right? 1.5 घंटे में पहुंच जाएगा, correct? So if the same person, if 2 different persons are traveling on the same path, what is the path from Solapur University to your Pandharpur? Okay, suppose if it is traveling from Solapur University to Pandharpur, everyone will reach at a different time. Obviously because everyone has different way of going. Suppose कोई bike पे जा रहा है, कोई walking जा रहा है, कोई HT से जा रहा है, कोई suppose train तो नहीं है. Suppose we will imagine that if someone is going with the help of train, okay, so everyone will everyone have same destination, starting and ending points are same. And if those who are traveling on a, suppose एक बाइक पे जा रहा है और एक आपके ST से, so दोनों का path भी same है, but obviously they will not reach at the point at the same time, they will have some difference. Okay, suppose suppose this is a curve alpha of t. So if suppose I say that this much person is traveling with the speed say 2t, okay, say I will say it is some pt, okay, p into t, and sometime I will say some another person is traveling with the exactly double speed, 2 times pt. Okay, just like suppose you are traveling from stand to university, every will not. Okay. So what we were discussing, everyone will not have the same speed. Suppose the speed is pt, some another will travel with some another speed 2 times pt. Someone may travel from half the speed of pt. Okay. So every time we will get some different speeds. Right? Okay, for that we have taken that how to have a relation between all those speed, because the curve is same, path is same, everyone is following the same path. Say some person 1. This is person 1, person 2 and person 3. First may have the some speed pt, another may have exactly double of speed, and some another person may have some half of the speed traveled by first person. Okay. To avoid all this confusion, we have one term, that is unit speed curve. Okay. What is the meaning of unit speed curve? That means everyone will travel with the same speed. And what is that speed per hour? Suppose we say unit speed curve, it may be 1 meter per hour, 1 meter per minute, or just like 1 kilometer per hour. Okay. So to avoid all those confusion, we have named one curve, that is unit speed curve. Okay. If you are having a curve alpha, you can rename this curve with the curve beta, which has a unit speed. Okay. So for that, let us have one theorem in which if alpha is a regular curve. What is the meaning of a regular curve? That is alpha dash of t is not equal to 0 at any time t. Then there exists a reparameterization of a curve reparameterization of a curve alpha, that is beta, such that beta has a unit speed. Okay. What we have discussed just now, if you are having any given curve alpha, we can construct many new curve which will follow the path of a curve alpha but reaches at a different time. That is, initially we have taken, that is first person will travel with the speed say pt. Some another person will travel with the 2 times of pt. Some another person will travel with the half of speed of travel by the first person. So to avoid all those confusion, what we have done, we have redefined, that is how to find out a reparameterization of a curve in such a way that the new curve beta will have the unit speed. Okay. The same, we are having the curve same alpha, but it has some different speed which will be just like every person will follow the same path but reaches to the point at a different time. So to avoid all these, we have one new curve reparameterization of our original curve in such a way that the curve beta should have a unit speed. Okay. So to avoid the confusion, suppose alpha dash of t, the first person. Okay. For the first person, alpha dash of t is say 2. For the second person, alpha dash of t will be 4. No? The speed is 2. Third person, it will be alpha dash of t, that is the speed will be simply 1, half of the first person. So to avoid all these, we will rename our curve alpha in the terms of beta, reparameterization. Okay, what is the meaning of parameterization? Writing our equation in terms of parameter t. Reparameterization means what? Writing our equation, instead of writing in terms of t, we can write the equation in terms of s. Suppose the curve alpha is in terms of t. Now we have reparameterized and we have written the curve in terms of s. So if we are able to write down in terms of s in such a way that what is the condition? The new curve, that is beta dash, should have the unit speed. Okay. As we are seeing that unit speed, so that's why I have taken the norm. That means I am restricting this to our magnitude of our velocity. Okay, so what will be norm of beta dash is 1. What is our aim to find out now? If you are having any regular curve, every person will follow the same path but reaches at the point at a different time. So that's why we are now doing such a thing that the curve alpha, it is in terms of parameter t. We are going to convert to a curve beta which will be in terms of s. So in such a way that norm of beta dash should be equal to 1. Okay. We will reparameterize a curve alpha in terms of beta such that the new curve should have a unit speed. Okay. So let me write down what is given to us. A curve alpha is a regular curve. Is from open interval I to T3 or R3 space. Okay. What is given to us? This is regular curve. What is the meaning of regular curve? We have studied it is alpha dash of t is not equal to 0 for all t belongs to open interval I. That means we are interested to think on our regular curve means what? We are interested to study those curves which have different speed at at different time, right? That's why alpha dash of t not equal to 0 for all t belongs to I. If suppose alpha dash of t equal to 0, what will happen? It will be simply a constant curve. So we are not interested to work on a constant curve. So what is a regular curve? A curve is said to be regular if alpha dash of t is not equal to 0 for all t belongs to I. Okay, what is another term we are given? How to find out the arc length? We are provided that arc length is nothing but integration a to b. Just now we have taken an example. Norm of alpha dash of t dt. Right? Okay. What is our aim to find out? A new curve beta, that is z parameterization, in such a way that norm of beta dash should be equal to 1. Okay. For that, let me find out the derivative of this. What will be ds by dt? Okay. This will be d by dt of this term. As the same parameter we are using, let me name it as alpha norm of alpha dash of u du, the integration a to b. Okay. Now can anyone tell me what will be the derivative of this term? With the help of one famous theorem that you have studied in the real analysis, with the help of that theorem you have to tell me how to find out the derivative of s. What is our s of t? It is nothing but the arc length that is calculated by integration a to b norm of alpha dash of t dt. As we are differentiating with respect to t, I have changed the parameter here. Instead of having t, we have written as alpha dash of u du. Right? Now can you tell me what is how to find out, how to evaluate this term? With the help of very famous theorem in your real analysis 1. I think you are not interested. Let me give that. What is that theorem? Is fundamental theorem of calculus. Let me write down the statement of that theorem. What is the statement of fundamental theorem? If f is a continuous function small f and f is bounded integrable, then prove that there exists another function, say f of x, in such a way that integration a to b f of t dt, and prove that capital F is continuous function if f small f is continuous, and prove that if f is variable at c, capital F is variable at c, then we have f dash of c is equal to, what should be a capital F dash of c? It should be f of c. This is what a fundamental theorem, in which we have if f is continuous, if f is bounded and integrable function small f, then there exists a capital F in such a way that capital F of x is integration a to b f of t dt. Then we have to prove that this capital F is continuous, and if capital F is variable at c, what is our aim to prove? Capital F dash of c is equal to small f of c. Now you have to think on this, how this theorem should be applied on here, right? So I am writing directly this as, I will write down this s dash of t or ds by dt as simply norm of alpha dash of t, right? Now you have to think and you have to tell me that why this is norm of alpha dash of t. Okay, as you are student of mathematics, you can solve this equation. And I have given you hint also, you have to use a fundamental theorem of calculus. Okay, and this theorem is in detail given in your Shivaji University notes. That Shivaji University notes I have shared you on a Google Classroom as well as on your WhatsApp group, so that you can download it and you can see the proof of this theorem. if you are not able to see here. So s of t, s dash of t, we have got it as norm of alpha dash of t. So what is this? ds by dt is nothing but we have got it as norm of alpha dash of t. Okay, and but what is given? Alpha dash of t is not equal to 0. That means this ds by dt is also strictly greater than 0, not equal to 0, right? Okay, if it is, as many one may have a question, alpha dash of t not equal to 0, what is the guarantee that it should be strictly greater than 0, right? Here we are having alpha dash of t not equal to 0, but here what is, we have norm of alpha dash of t. So what is the condition of norm? The first condition of norm is strictly greater equal by 0. So that's why I am taking ds by dt is greater than 0. Why? Because norm is greater or equal to 0. But equality condition is not correct, because here we are saying alpha dash of t is not equal to 0. So what the condition remains for the norm here? Norm should be greater than 0. So this norm of alpha dash of t is strictly greater than 0. So that I can say ds by dt is greater than 0. If this function is greater than 0, I can say there exists a reciprocal for this function. So for this reciprocal of function, I can say it is in terms of t is equal to t of s, because this function is, we have differentiated s with respect to t. Arc length we have differentiated with respect to t. So if this function is strictly greater than 0, I can say that there exists a reciprocal or inverse function. For that I can name this as t is equal to t of s. Okay. So can I find this dt by ds now, which will be equal to 1 upon ds by dt. Now if we know that this quantity is strictly greater than 0, I can say this dt should also be strictly greater than 0. If this quantity is strictly greater than 0, I can say this quantity is also strictly greater than 0, capital dt by ds. Okay, so I can have dt by ds is strictly greater than 0, right? So we got the two quantity here, ds by dt is strictly greater than 0, dt by ds is also strictly greater than 0. Okay, but we have to find out a reparameterization. Let us assume that beta is a reparameterization in such a way that beta of s, now we have written beta of s, it is nothing but alpha of t of s. Okay, why I have written alpha of t of s? Because if you remember beta, we have written it is nothing but alpha composite h. What is h in this case? I have renamed this h is nothing but t of s. Those who remember what is a reparameterization, they can understand that why I have renamed this beta is nothing but alpha composite h. What is h? H is any function in terms of t, right? Those who remember how to find out the reparameterization. What is the meaning of reparameterization? Converting our original curve alpha, which is in terms of t, we have to write down the same curve in terms of some another parameter, say s. So we are changing our parameter t to s. Okay, so that is called a reparameterization. That can be done by a new function h. Okay, that I have told you already. The curve beta and alpha are same, but there is a change of a parameter. What is the change? Alpha is with t and beta is with the new parameter, say s. Okay, so that's why now we can say beta of s is equal to alpha of t of s. So in terms, t of s is nothing but our function h that we have defined in our reparameterization definition. Okay, so how to find out beta dash of s? How to find out the derivative of a composite function? We have also studied this after the reparameterization definition. That is nothing but alpha dash of t and here t dash of s. What is this t dash of s? This is nothing but dt by ds. What is ts by dt? Derivative of arc length with respect to time t, and this is derivative of time t with respect to arc length. Okay. So that's why what I can write here is alpha dash of T of S, that is here it is dt by ds. You can write capital or small one dt by ds. But what is the value of this alpha dash of Ts? Alpha dash of T, what we have found just now. This is nothing but your ds by dt. Here ds by dt is nothing but your alpha dash of T. So hence this is nothing but your norm. The norm of this is nothing but ds by dt. Hence dt by ds, ds by dt. Right? So what I get is simply 1. So beta dash of norm of beta dash, I will get it as 1, taking norm on both sides. Okay. So we can find out the reparameterization of a curve with the unit speed reparameterization with the help of a arc length. No need to go anywhere, no need to introduce new function. Just you have to find out the arc length. After finding the arc length, you can reparameterize your original curve in such a way that norm of beta dash should be equal to 1. That is, unit speed reparameterization of a curve is possible with the help of a arc length of the function. Okay. In the next lecture, we will go with the example so that you can understand how the theorem work. आपको theorem उतना ज़्यादा नहीं समझ में आएगा because it is somewhat theoretical, right? So that's why we'll go with the example in the next lecture. And if suppose you are not able to understand, then again we will go for the theorem. Up to that, you must study what is a theorem. So that in the next lecture we will go how to find out the unit speed reparameterization of the any curve. In the next lecture, we will take any curve alpha, then we will convert this alpha of t in terms of some another curve beta of s. That is, converting a parameter t to s is called a reparameterization. On the condition, the new curve beta dash of s should have a unit speed. Okay? If anyone has a doubt, you can ask, otherwise we will stop the lecture. I hope you are not having any doubt. Let us stop the lecture. In the next lecture, we will go with the examples how to find out the unit speed reparameterization. Okay. Let us stop. Thank you.